Hi, hello and welcome back to F1 Challenge VB. My name is Mephisto and our epic journey through the history of Formula 1 continues today with the 4th round of the 1967 season, the Belgian Grand Prix. It was held on the 18th of June at the Spa Francorchamps circuit. It had 18 entries, all of them took part in the race, with 8 of them ending up retiring. The race was held over 28 laps and was completed in a little over 2 hours. Jim Clark started the race from pole with Dan Gurney in second, Graham Hill started third, but retired on lap 3 with a broken clutch. Rindt was 4th on the grid, Eamon 5th, and Jackie Stewart started the race from 6th. After a beautiful drive, Dan Gurney took the lead and won the Belgian Grand Prix from Stewart, who started 6th and finished 2nd 1 minute 3.0 seconds after Gurney. Chris Amon climbed up from 5th to 3rd, he was 1 minute 40 seconds behind. Rindt finished where he started in 4th, he was 2 minutes 13.9 seconds behind. Spence started the race from 11th and ended up in 5th, he was 1 lap down, and Jim Clark dropped from 1st to 6th, he was 1 lap down as well. Now, before we move on, I would like to mention that in this race, a new tradition was started, a tradition that is still held today, and that is the champagne spraying. Indeed, Dan Gurney was the first ever driver to spray champagne after winning, and of course the rest, as they say, is history. Welcome to the foothills of the Ardennes Mountains, the site of the magnificent Spa Francorchamps circuit, where a lap starts off with a short sprint down the hill, then up through Eau Rouge, a very tricky corner. A bit later we come through Le Comte, a medium speed left-hander, with a bit of a camber to it, to help you keep your speed up. From here the track opens up until we reach Malmedy, a blind left-right chicane. Be extremely careful through here, as the slightest mistake could end in tears. This brings us onto the Masta Straight, the longest straight on the track, which ends with the Masta Kink, a fast left-right sweeper. This leads into Stavelot, a long fast right-hander that tightens throughout the second half of the turn. The track opens up once again until we reach Blanchimont, a fast left-hander. Be careful, as you might need to lift in order to make the corner. Lastly, we come into La Source, a tight right-hand hairpin. Start braking just before the billboards, ease the car into the corner, making sure you don't use too much power on the exit. But that brings us around onto the main straight, and that is a lap around the Spa Francorchamps circuit. And here we are in qualifying for the Belgian Grand Prix, coming around to set our first qualifying lap, a 3:52.235, which sets us into pole, although this obviously is just early in the session, so hopefully we'll be able to improve our time and maybe make sure that we sit in pole, we remain in pole. And indeed, I managed to improve my time to a 3:50.048. Not quite sure if that's going to be enough, but after this I was unable to improve any further, so that's pretty much it for qualifying. Hopefully this will be good enough as we take a look at the previous Belgian Grand Prix winners. Last time we won here was actually last season, so that's quite good. Hopefully we'll do just as well today, as my car kind of bounces around there. And Andy Higgs is starting from pole with Danny Holm in second, Jackie Stewart third, fourth Mike Spence, fifth John Surtees, and Graham Hill rounding off the top 6. In 7th we have Jack Brabham, followed by Chris Amon in 8th, Joe Siffert is 9th, followed by Joe Bonnier in 10th. In 11th we have Dan Gurney, followed by Chris Irwin in 12th, 13th is John Love, 14th Jackie X, 15th is Bruce McLaren, and David Hobbs is in 16th. In 17th we have Mike Fisher, followed by Johnny Servos-Gavin in 18th, Bob Anderson 19th, Guy Ligier 20th, 21st is Ludovico Scarfiotti, Jean-Pierre Beltois is 22nd, 23rd Sam Tingle, 24th Jonathan Williams, 25th is Jochen Rindt, 26th Mike Parks, Jim Clark 27th, Epivaitzes 28th, 29th Pedro Rodriguez, Lucky Botha 30th, 31st is Pierce Courage, and Dave Charlton is 32nd. So that is the grid lineup for this year's Belgian Grand Prix. Hopefully it's going to be a good race for us. Obviously starting from pole is a good thing. It will be quite nice if we could keep it as it is. And we are off for the Belgian Grand Prix. A very decent start initially, but then Jackie Stewart kind of manages to slip his way past us As we now come up through Eau Rouge, I kind of go wide, giving room to the AI to maneuver, and that allowed Jackie Stewart to actually take the lead of the race, but we sit close behind him, gain his slipstream, and try to get a move on the outside through here. That doesn't quite work as we come through Le Com right now, and keeping still close to Stewart, hopefully getting a good exit out of Le Com. Use the slipstream from Jackie Stewart, and we are back in the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix, which is absolutely fantastic. Hopefully we can break away from him and, well, continue leading the race as we take a look at a replay of the start. Again, the initial launch was quite good, but then Jackie Stewart kind of managed to overtake us on the inside through Eau Rouge. I went a bit wide, kind of intentionally to give the AI room to maneuver. Didn't want to crash into anyone, obviously. You don't want to damage the car this early on in the race. Well, you don't want to damage the car at all. As we now move on to lap 3, nothing else happened up until lap 3 as I go wide through Le Com now, which allows Jackie Stewart to regain the lead of the race, which isn't very good for us, but hopefully we'll be able to keep close and eventually catch up to him. Lap 4 now, and Stewart is still in the lead. I haven't been able to catch up to him. In fact, he's been pulling away, although right now we are slowly inching towards him, but maybe we'll be able to catch him eventually. And here's a replay of Bruce McLaren, this time driving for Anglo-American Racers, coming into the pits to retire due to a gearbox failure. So that is it for McLaren as we now move on to lap 5, and we finally caught up to Jackie Stewart. Tried to go on the outside through this long right-hander going into Malmedy, and we cannot quite make it. Jackie Stewart keeps the lead. Hopefully we'll be able to outbrake him going into Malmedy, although that's quite dangerous. I try to go on the inside, but no, there's no room. That would have been a bit too risky, so I pulled out of that maneuver, saving the car instead. A little bit later on, however, on the Mazda, after the Mazda kink, I finally managed to catch back up to Jackie Stewart and went for the overtake, so we regained the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix, which is fantastic as we take a look at a replay of Mike Parks in his Ferrari coming around. Tries to overtake Siffert there, but something happens to his car. He pulls to the side and he is out of the Belgian Grand Prix. Now coming around to finish lap 5, coming into Les Sources there, Jackie Stewart goes on the inside and does a little stunt there, a little barrel roll, as we come around to set the fastest lap of the race, which is fantastic. Obviously, that's always nice. As we move up through Eau Rouge, and we are still, we are in the lead. And here is a replay of Higgs coming around to set the fastest lap of the race. So congratulations, I guess, to Higgs, as we once again come up through Eau Rouge and we are leading the race. However, as we come into Le Com, Jackie Stewart managed to go on the inside and overtake us once again, so we fall back down to second place. But eventually we caught up to him as we come into Savolo. He moves to the side, and we caught up to a back marker. I expected the back marker there to pull to the side, allowing me to go through easily. However, no, he kept his line. I crashed, I touched him, lost my front left, and that is the end of our Belgian Grand Prix. And here is a replay. It was Sam Tingle. We see him. He pulls to the side, only slightly. I was going very fast at this point. I had no intention of slowing down. I really was hoping that the AI would pull further to the left. There was room. However, the AI didn't, and here is a replay from my perspective. Again, crashed into Sam Tingle, lost my front left, he lost his rear right, and that is the end of our race, unfortunately. Because I was having fun with Jackie Stewart, there was quite a very good battle there, but, well, unfortunately that wasn't meant to be, not today. I probably should have been a little bit more careful, but well, I was trying to overtake Jackie Stewart, not go on a Sunday drive. Anyway, on lap 7 here we see Apophis pulling to the side a little bit violently, crashes into the fence, loses his front right, and he is out of the race as well. Then later on lap 8, Mike Spence coming into the pits to retire for whatever reason. And eventually Jackie Stewart also retires from the lead of the race. Apparently he had a gearbox problem, and as we see him coming out of Blanchiment, and then he pulls to the side and he is out of the race as well. So, well, that's kind of disappointing. Although I'm not all that sad, because I would have won, maybe, probably, if the incident didn't happen. As we see Chris Irwin here taking the lead, taking the win of the Belgian Grand Prix. So congratulations to him. And we saw the rest of the retirements. The rest of the finishers. And here are the retirements. Unfortunately, we number ourselves among them again. Not a very good result for us, but hopefully things will be a little bit better next time. We could have won here, but again, I was hoping for something that didn't happen. Anyway, let's move on. And here are the career statistics. This was Andy's 154th Grand Prix. His best start is from first, has 16 pole positions, has set 29 fastest laps. His best finishes in first, has completed 97 races, 76 of them in the points, has won 44 Grand Prix, 4 at the Indianapolis 500, 6 in Monaco, has 8 championships under his belt, has scored a total of 517 points, has retired 57 times, has experienced 3,249 out of 4,038 laps, has 7 bronze trophies, 16 silver trophies, 44 gold trophies, and as an extension, 44 podiums. And here is a quick look at the championship standings. Graham Hill takes the lead of the championship with Brabham in second, Pedro Rodriguez third, Jackie Stewart and Chris Irwin fighting for fourth, Bruce McLaren sixth. The last person to score points is Andy Higgs down in 14th, and bringing up the bottom of the standings is Richie Ginster down in 34th. So that's it for the driver standings. Let's move on to the constructors now, where we have Team Lotus taking the lead of the Constructors Championship with Brabham and Rec Parnell Racing fighting for second, Cooper Car Company fourth, and fighting for fifth are Owen Racing and Scuderia Ferrari. The last team to score points are Bruce McLaren Motor Racing in 8th, and bringing up the bottom of the constructors are Joe Bonnier Racing down in 20th. So that was the Belgian Grand Prix. Quite a disappointing result for Andy and for Cooper, obviously. Obviously it could have gone a bit better, but it didn't. And what did I say last time? It's a circuit where we tend to do quite well. Not very well, but decently enough, where I can hope for some points, maybe. But we'll see once we get there. Obviously, now that I said that, I'll probably crash and burn horribly. Yeah, my thoughts exactly. What goes around comes around, or something like that. Anyway, our next race is the French Grand Prix, this time held at the Les Sarthes circuit, or Le Mans circuit as some would call it. Looking forward to it. Obviously, this isn't the endurance layout, this is a much shorter Grand Prix layout, so the same one that is used in MotoGP, I believe. So, looking forward to it. It's quite unfortunate that it isn't the long endurance layout, but oh well, I'm not the one who's making the calls here. It was the FIA who decided to use that particular layout. Anyway, once again, looking forward to the French Grand Prix. Hopefully things will be a little bit better there, but we will find out once we get there. So other than that, that's pretty much it for this video. There's really not much more to add to any of it, except for the fact that once again I'm quite disappointed in the outcome of the race. It could have gone a lot better. I could have been a bit more cautious of my maneuver there, and Sam Tingle could have obviously pulled to the side a little bit more. There was plenty of room for him to do so, but he didn't, so yeah. Anyway, that is the end of this video. Don't forget to vote for next season's team. Link is in the description. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, stay sharp.